Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Question: can one write a full-fledged piece of symphonic music for concert band or wind ensemble based just on a simple, humble song like that? I believe one can, and I believe I have. Hi, my name is David Avshalomov. I'm an American composer. I live in Santa Monica, California, have done for 40 years, and I've been writing music for over 60. And I write for a lot of different ensembles and forms. I love to write vocal music, choral music, orchestral music, songs. I'm working on my third opera now, but I particularly enjoy writing for band, concert band. And so I learned to score for band, although I developed champagne tastes, unfortunately, and wrote a certain amount of music that was way too hard for the average college or community band, and got a taste for it. And one thing that I noticed in their repertoire, which is largely entertainment music, was that there was no piece that they had in their repertoire that just showed off all the instruments of the band, perhaps with a narrator, or at least one after another so that you could see what they were. Like Benjamin Britten's Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. So, in my arrogance, I decided I would write an equally good piece for the concert band. Now, Britten wrote a set of variations on a rather long melody by Henry Purcell, the famous late Baroque British composer. We had no one like that in America, really. William Billings's tunes were church tunes and too simple. So I decided to use a familiar round, which I just sang to you, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And I also needed a very short theme because I was going to have to write over 20 variations for the different sections of the concert band. And it was a wonderful challenge because I needed to do several things in each variation. First of all, I had to do justice to the instrument. Each instrument gets either a solo or, in some cases, all the different sizes of clarinets, for example, get a longer variation where they chain little phrases together to make one longer variation, because there are too many of them to give each one an extended variation. So I had to do justice to the nature and the quality of the instrument, even though sometimes if an instrument is versatile, I couldn't show all the things it was capable of, and I had to settle on one thing. The oboe, for example, a lyrical melody. The clarinets, a show-off, a busy, jumping, active, a variation, and so on. And I decided to work my way down from the top and write the variations, beginning first with the full band in the statement, harmonized statement of the theme, and then each of the three main sections, the woodwinds, the brass, and then the percussion. And in the percussion I also threw in harp and string bass, which many concert bands do have. And then start doing individual variations, starting at the top with the piccolos, flutes, oboes, clarinets, and so on. And then working my way through the different brass instruments or sections, and then through all the pitched percussion. And I wrote rather more variations for the percussion instruments than Britten did, because to Britten the percussion were fairly incidental in his day. But I was a timpanist and percussionist as a boy, and I wanted to show off all of the mallet instruments and the timpani. And then I wrote a long variation, which is a cycling rhythmic variation for all the non-pitched instruments that just make rhythms and different sounds. And that's the last one. And then the whole band comes in and plays a slow variation, and then there's a big brilliant coda with a big cosmic ending at the end. Now, Britten's piece had narration. It was written for a BBC film about the orchestra. His is a brilliant piece, beautifully structured, and he makes very good use of Purcell's theme. I felt also the need to provide that, so I wrote narration that was as short as it could be for each instrument. I also put in a little something at the beginning where, if necessary, if you like to do it, the band can sing the round. And in fact, the narrator can even come out and invite the audience to sing the round so that you're used to the tune before you hear all the variations. And I put in narration for each one, and when I submitted it to the Heidelberg International contest for pieces for symphonic wind ensemble or wind band. I pointed out to them that it had that, and it made it a few minutes longer. And we decided, and they particularly decided that they thought they would like to have the narration, and they offered to translate it into Dutch for me, which was a kindness because I do not speak Dutch. I only know how to say ontbijt, dank u wel, and het derde boek, which was the title of a book of piano etudes I studied as a boy. So I believe you're going to hear the piece with the narration. And it's intended to help audiences who may have heard a marching band, may have heard a concert band, who would like to know what the inner workings are. What are those shiny ones that are golden colored that sort of look like clarinets, but they don't sound like clarinets? Well, those are the saxophones, and so on. The other challenge in the piece was not only to represent each instrument in a way that did it justice without going on and on and on, but also to make a series of variations that would chain together into a convincing form by changing moods, by changing styles. So there are a lot of changes of flavors. And I hope that the last variation ties it all together. It has a very loud, very cosmic ending, which I had a great deal of fun writing, which is also based on a peroration or apotheosis of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. A tune, I think, that never imagined anybody would make such a big deal out of it. I hope you enjoy my piece. It's called the Lifeboat Variations because life is but a dream.